Welcome back to Super Buddies Forever and part 2 of our video journal of converting a Hannah Montana house into a Monster High Malibu beach house, whatever you want to say.
It's like from I don't know.
And I looked it up and it is a Disney house. I kind of knew that, but I want to check because my kids often write. Lots of things going on. Picking off that plastic trim. If I can go around, I can show you. They were quite peely. Mine were. Probably if you were doing this on your own and it was stuck really good, you could probably get away with priming it and it would be all right. In this case, it was just too messy. It's actually disintegrating. So this needs to be taken off because it's not a good base to paint for later. I'm especially centering on this angle because that's the angle you'll see when you come in the house from inside the doll room the most. I'm using lots of products, and there is a waxy kind of top to it, and you have to get that off first. It's kind of like wallpaper border in your home. If you know, there's some that come off easy and some that don't. And you got to get that off before you can even get any chemicals under it. And I think picking has been the best. You can see it disintegrating there. Picking is definitely the best, and that's going to be very tedious. I've put some chemicals on it, adhesive remover and Goo Gone, kind of working, kind of not. I would say the best thing with this is the scraper. I might foresee having to just soak this in the tub to really loosen those up. That's the point we're on in there. This is the prepping section, by the way. Being a former professional painter, and I still paint my own house, I get kind of particular. Maybe some people won't have to be so particular. We took those walls off, and there is no nice way to do that. So what I suggested in the last one is maybe you could repaint it. I don't think that's going to happen, so that is now all trash, except for this one. We're going to save that as a picture on to put on the walls. So here you can see all that pulled out. So what the walls look like. That one's got a weird shape. Luckily there's a lot of fridge and stove going in here. Right there you can see there is actually some glue. I think it's, oh yeah, it comes off pretty easy. So I think it's just old glue gun style. And that has it in a few sections, not too much. So I'll have to pick that out to prep and make it clean. And it's just, if you're interested in modifying this house, I'm kind of showing what the walls look underneath for you, so you can see that. We did take these lights off. We didn't have to cut them. They were actually screwed, a little screw. So you can take them off. Maybe we can reuse them or repurpose them somehow. Gracie took care of that job. Over here in the bedroom area, behind it was some more screws. Those will be easy enough to fix. And I'm working on these floors. I've begun the process of picking up because where you can see here and where it's really clean over here, the cardboard stuff was very loose. So I had to at least get some of it off. I might be taking a new angle in the future with this, maybe putting some paper mache on it to help even it out and add a little texture to the floor. I had a few techniques. I just put Windex on there, and that worked really well. You got to use a lot. Windex is awesome for just everything, and it's cleaning it. Here I just put Windex without getting the cardboard up, and that left a little more mess. I'm sure if I soak. Here's just a wet cloth that I just keep dribbling on, and it seems to be having good success. As long as it sits long enough, it gets straight through to everything. So it's not as bad as I thought. I don't know if I'm going to do this in all the rooms, but definitely the ones that were lifting. And we will go from there.
And here's the glue that I picked off of it.
Yeah, that's that glue. Quickly going to do a shout out for her first video of this, which was Sandy. I think that's her second time being a first. Here we are. So last night we left on all these soaking, and it happily got off the first layer, which is great. So it is soaking. I am soaking it to get off the second layer. That's working really good. Over here comes off pretty darn easy with lots of water. No problem. So I can honestly say if you were just going to do this piece and not worry about it not folding, as we're going to make it permanent, you could probably leave that on, prime it, and paint as long as you're quick with your paint and don't make it too wet. It probably wouldn't lift. So, but for this purpose, I am going to keep digging it off because I do want to caulk that, and I do want to put paper mache. So I'm going to do it as best I can.
Yeah.
There's Alex. So once I get that next layer off, it kind of looks like this, and it has a little bit of the adhesive on there.
It looks like
I can, for my purpose of paper mache, at least I'm going to get primer and paper mache to grab on here, so I really don't have to worry about that. But for anybody who's interested in this piece, I did try to get it off, and I did use this, and I must say that did work really good when it came down to just the adhesive.
Adhesive remover.
Yeah, but it doesn't do good on the paper. It only does good on this adhesive.
Comes with a scraper.
Yeah, they already know that. They watch the other videos. At the same time, while I'm in here, I'm just taking the opportunity to clean my windows and check out the unit and get to know it.
Nobody likes a dirty house.
Well, no, some other child happily loved it. And I'm also using a, wherever it went, butter knife.
Pay no attention to that lady through the window.
Granny. Oops, almost.
Just joking, Mom.
So while I'm here, I am just getting that excess glue. Here it is.
That was a perfect shot of Mom on the couch through the window.
Getting the excess glue off, which is, I don't know what that is. It's not quite glue gun, and it's not quite carpenter glue. I came around here. We took those knobs off that were here. They were on with a screw, so they're easy to come off. I'm going to save those and for whatever, just in case. Then I did use the adhesive on here last night. I put some on, thought it's not going to hurt, and it did help. It loosened it from that film a little bit more, and I got some really nice clean lines there that are going to be very ready for caulking. Compared to over here,
Not so clean.
you can see, yeah, it did help. It does help pull it off a little better. So with a screwdriver, can you pass the screwdriver? Oh, it's in here. Oh, can't open the doors. With the screwdriver, that little bit of adhesive, you can see it's coming off much better. With that adhesive, I will say, if it's crappy and cranky, I've just put a little more. So that's been helping a lot. That again, if yours wasn't peeling, I would say you could probably paint over it with some spray real quick and primer, and you'd be okay. Another good thing in cleaning it is you just get to know your pieces. And this look like the painting in here is going to be a lot of fun that I could probably introduce a third color into here. Probably the pink or something of the skelet to add. And I guess I will not be taping probably in about 2 days, because that's about what I foresee I have to do here. Surprise, surprise, Miss Gracie decided to help me and did a lot of scraping with me and made this go by a lot faster.
And it made my shoulder hurt.
Yes, hard work, elbow grease. It made it only take us 3 hours to do. I am ecstatic. The wonderful part of this portion, although prep stinks, is I have certainly gotten to know this piece very, very well. And it has given me a lot of time to make decisions on what I'm going to do.
I did like most of this. I mean, well, pretty much all of it, and I did a little bit longer.
I got all that white stuff off, which came off even easier than the cardboard. And I think she is ready for a bath. Because when you use this stuff or the Goo Gone, it has oil in it. It is imperative that you cut that oil and get it off, or else nothing is going to stick to it. Your best bet is the Bullseye Primer, but even that's not guaranteed, so we really have to give it a good bath, set it out to fully dry.
We're gonna put it in my bathtub.
Yep. And then we're gonna get a little scouring brush, soap, Windex, a little bleach, whatever. We'll get all the residue off and all the sticky and
Then we're gonna have
all
to
the oil.
Then we're gonna have to give Panda a bath.
And then I'm gonna prime it. I'm not gonna bore you with that. I'm going to basically prime everything except for the whites in here, the trims on the windows, and under here. Unlike this is going to be a lot easier to paint than the townhouse was for Bloodgood, the Barbie townhouse. It had so much pink and it was squishy. And anyway, this one, I'm not going to prime this. I'm happy with that color. It's not Barbie. I'm starting to rethink the kitchen. I just don't know if I can go with that pink. I'm kind of leaning towards orange and changing it around with the Miley Cyrus or Hannah Montana stuff we did have being back there, and then more room for Grace to play here with dolls.
This is not the color we want.
Yeah, I like pink. I like Barbie, but I'm over it. So I think next time we see you, this will be bathed and primed and ready for it will be a blank canvas to start doing what we do.
Yay!
Stay tuned, and
Yay.
Thanks for tuning in for this Super Buddies Forever.